Assalamu alaikum and hello to everyone. I watched this video. It's called I Spy on My Little Children. Something like government calling on all Muslim mothers to stop radicalism or something like that. I urge, inshallah, please watch that video, because it's very important. Because every time if a government comes up with a new idea, people just go along with it, and what they don't realize is that in the future it is going to affect them really bad, and bad things are going to happen, because basically everything the government does is not good, it's not in your favor. At the time it's a good idea, but in the long run they've got other plans. So subhanallah, I'm telling you guys to start. Every time the government comes up with some super duper idea, it's actually not super duper, it's actually to do with more with taking control and taking your rights away. Because what's happened is with the non-Muslims, they've done that. Every time they would come up with the idea, because non-Muslims don't follow Islam, and non-Muslims don't know, they go along with whatever because they're totally different, because they don't follow Islam. So every time the government invents or comes up with some super duper idea, the non-Muslims go along with it, and in the future it's just messed everything up. Like now in the UK, you've lost so many rights. People have so much trust in the government, and then the people have lost everything. There's no, you think that you've got rights, but even those small rights are actually going. And what it is now, because this has happened with the non-Muslims, I'm not saying it in a bad way, I don't have a problem with non-Muslims or anything like that, yeah. So I don't want people thinking, yeah, oh look, non-Muslims are whatever, I don't know. No. And now what it is, now they're trying it with the Muslims, that if it's one of those things, either you're with us, then we're your friends, or if you're not with us, that means you're our enemies. No, it doesn't. What you need to do is, as a Muslim ummah, you need to work together, inshallah, and make lots of dua, because they're going to come up with some new funky ideas to make it out like, oh yeah, we're your friends and blah blah blah. You just don't go along with it. Just hold on to the Quran and Sunnah, because this video that the sister made is very important. Because if you don't act upon it now, and you don't unite and try to stop this whatever they're doing here, it's gonna, in the future, it's gonna turn out to be like what they're trying to, from what I've seen from the video, is what they're trying to do is, why do you need to send a Muslim sister to go and learn and teach her how to look after her children? And then do you know what is actually happening in reality now? If you don't go along with, they've messed it all up for the non-Muslims, because non-Muslims, they're losing their kids, their children. That's what's happening. If you don't go along, it's happening recently I met a sister, she's lost 2 children, Allahu Akbar. Because, and now what they want to do is, they want to go along and they want to they're just taking children. Social services, yeah, social services is, you can't actually blame it on social services. Social services just works for the government. So all these people just work for the government. There's people behind the social services, there's people behind the CPS as well. So when you're really fighting, you're not fighting the CPS, and you're not fighting the social service. Even the police, all these people, they don't like to take people's children, but do you know what it is? They're working for someone. So basically, when they've come up with this new idea about spying on your kids, now we're going to give some training and some classes to mothers, because if you don't act now, what's going to happen is you're going to lose your kids. Because recently a sister, because she didn't go along, at the time the sister didn't know what was going on, you know, it went to the health visitor, and then it turned into a big thing because the sister wasn't going along with taking her child to the haram places like cinemas. She has every right not to take her child to the cinema. Why? Oh, you don't take your child to the cinema. That means you don't love your child. That's not true. That's Islam, you know. We're following Islam. So basically, I want to say a lot more, but I can't. And she's been attacked basically. This sister is being attacked because she doesn't want her son to be, I don't know, school dinners. She wants her child to have packed lunch so that her child can eat halal food, and she knows what her child is eating. She's been attacked from that way. She doesn't take her son to the cinema. She doesn't take her child to basically like where, you know, where it's too much mixing, not for her as well, and where she can't do her salah. She can't what other places, like, you know, if you go swimming, do you know what I mean, like places like that, and where basically it's haram, where her body is going to be exposed to, like where they go swimming. She's been attacked because of this. It's like, oh, you know, coming up with excuses, yeah. You know, you don't take your son here, and you're not a good mother. And you know, this is coming up, sisters and brothers, because if you don't act upon it, you're going to start losing your kids. That's what's going to happen. So every time they come up with some funky idea, and you know, they come up with all sorts of things, yeah, it's not in your favor. They've come up with this like credit card thing, yeah. It's a credit card, it's an Oyster card. It's, do not take these things, yeah. Do not go along with what as soon as they come up with a funky idea, yeah, oh, yeah, it looks good at the time, but you know what? Everyone needs to get together and put a stop to it, because when you try to put a stop to it, it's halfway gone through, yeah. You can't do nothing. So basically, you need to act upon it now. And this video is, mashallah, really good, and I urge, because you know what? Don't cry later on. Do not cry, because now is the time. You can do so many things. You can make videos on YouTube. There's Hi5, there's Facebook. Use these things. These things are there to spy on us. They're doing it to everyone. They do not, these people here, they do not care, subhanallah, they do not care about anyone. They do not care about the Muslims, they do not care about the non-Muslims, they don't care about anyone. You got YouTube, you got Hi5, you got Facebook, you got all these makeup, whatever. Do research, put it up so people can read and people can see what's going on. Make a group, you know, there is so much you can do. Stand up for your rights. Because so many, I mean, I live in the UK, and so many rights have been lost. So much. Like it's like this sister was telling me that she feels like she's helpless. But do you know what she said? She said she's helpless in the sense that there's no one wants to listen. No one understands what's happening with her. No one knows. No one even wants to listen, and no one wants to support her. Because people don't understand. As soon as they say, oh, social services get involved, alhamdulillah, she has got social services involved, health visitor gets involved, the school starts watching you, and other people, automatically people think, oh, because you are doing, no, the parents, you could be doing nothing. It could be nothing at all, subhanallah. And then you automatically get picked, and you just feel isolated. You feel like you're in the prison, but you're not in a prison. All this pressure, all this coming in and out of your house. If you don't do what we say, that means you've got something to hide. It's nothing like that. I mean, recently I've met quite a few people, and they've told me, you know, and sometimes you just think it doesn't make sense. Some of the stuff, like, I mean, one woman, she was saying, I heard her talking when I was in the shop. She said, oh, social services took my kids, and because I've been drinking, and the social services said that if I stop drinking, they'll give my kids back. Now that doesn't make sense. And when you talk to another person, she says, oh, I work, my husband work, we both work, you know, we're good people, we don't drink, smoke and take drugs. They fostered our children out. I'm telling you, non-Muslims and Muslims, yeah, you know, you need to wake up. Because you are, like, non-Muslims, with non-Muslims, so much is happening with them. But now it's Islam and Muslims, because Muslims follow and they're not doing something. Now it's time to, you know, if you don't deal with it, right, wallahi, you're going to start taking your kids off you. Because this is their next plan. And make it out that you're some weird person, you can't cope or something, I don't know. If you don't deal with it now, they are going to take your kids and then that's it, you will foster them out and you won't see them again. You will not see them again. You can make videos, you can do so much, inshallah, and make lots of dua. Most importantly, please, because you know, with this sister, yeah, I know, she had been making so much dua that, you know, alhamdulillah, because if she wasn't making dua, subhanallah, she said that if she wasn't making so much dua, something would have happened by now. But alhamdulillah, she said she's making dua for the past 2 years and she hasn't stopped making dua. And you have to stand up to them. When these people come to you, don't say, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Stand up to them and don't tell them. When they ask you questions, you don't have to answer everything. You don't have to tell them anything. Because you know what? Do not. It's in your hands. It's in your hands. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put it in your hands. And most of all, you make dua. I'm telling you now, sisters and brothers. Please watch this video. It's called, like, I Inspire My Little Children, government calling Muslim mothers to help stop radicalism. I'm urging you, please, for the sake of Allah, watch this video and act upon it. And don't sit there, especially if you live like in like the UK and America and in Europe and Canada and places like that. You need to wake up, because you know what, you're going to start losing your children and no one will be able to help you, because that's mad and it's crazy. I'm telling you from what I've heard from people telling me. And please start making dua, and everything you do it for the sake of Allah. Your reward is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Please wake up, inshallah. And please, you know, forward that video and even this one, inshallah, please. Assalamu alaikum and bye.